Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a quick unboxed look at something that I picked up this past week during Amazon Prime days. I actually picked up a couple of things. Second item I haven't gotten yet. It's not a vehicle, but maybe I'll do a quick video on it when the time comes. But here, you know, I've got the Hobby Zone Aero Scout. It's a blast to fly. I love the thing. But sometimes I'm looking for a smaller plane that I can just grab out of a box in the evening, chuck it up in the air, and just get a few minutes of flight time in to scratch that itch. And so I thought I would have a look during Amazon Prime days, and I managed to find a deal on a smaller airplane. I used to have the Hobby Zone. I think it was a Sport Cub S, a smaller one. I flew the heck out of that thing. I flew it so much I ended up having to change a motor out in it. But eventually I sold that, so I'm really down to nothing as far as a small plane. So I picked this up on Prime days. It was just under $100. I think the price was $98 and some change. It was typically $120. So I thought that was a good enough deal that I'd take a chance on it. And it is the Legend Warbird series. This is the one I got, modeled after the Mustang. And I was going to go with the Corsair because I really like those, but I thought, for my old guy eyes, I thought maybe that would be a little bit easier for me to keep track of in the sky. The name brand is Leambe, but let's face it, these are Eachine planes. So let me get it out of the box. We'll take a quick look. I actually wanted to show you guys how this comes packaged. Smaller planes, I love it because you can store them in their boxes, which makes for easy storage. But so here you've got user manual. I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm sure it talks about all the functionalities and options of the plane. All this stuff is taped down in here, but it does come with 2 batteries. They are, I cannot read that. They are 3.7 volt, 400 milliamp hour batteries. You get 2 of them. I think I heard they're anywhere from good for 5 to 10 minutes on each battery, depending on how hard you're on the throttle. You get a couple of props. The landing gears are in here that you have to attach. And then you've got the radio. And there is an acrobatics button up here. But the thing I like about this plane, as I do with all planes because I'm not a good pilot, this has 6-axis gyro, flight stability, which a guy like me needs. So you have 3 different modes. You have an expert, a mid, and a beginner mode. And what those will do is limit the amount of throw that you can have in the plane. So being on beginner mode, it's not going to let you bang too far one way or the other. It probably won't let you do loops either, I don't think. But you do need batteries for this radio, and I think it's 4 AA's. Yep. And so I want to turn it around. Here's the plane. It's taped down, so I'm going to shut the camera off. We'll get it out. All right, here it is out of the box with the landing gears on. It is a sharp-looking little plane. Like I said, modeled after the Mustang Warbird. If you pick one of these up, getting these landing gears in there can be a bit tricky. You have to push these into the holders until you hear it click. And the best way to do that, I found, is if you hold the wing lightly like this and push them in that way you'll get the click. Don't try and pinch them in, because then you'll end up pinching the foam. But something else I wanted to show you that's pretty cool on these planes nowadays. Normally, like my Sport Cub S, I think it was called, just had an open bay with Velcro on it, and you Velcro the battery to the bottom of the plane. I mean, here there is an actual battery bay that you can just put the battery in there, snap it shut, just a little safer. But the plane did already come with 1 prop, so the 2 that were there are extra props. I've got a battery charging up. Hopefully that does it quick. is it's an unusually calm morning, and you don't want to fly this one in very much wind at all. I think they say no more than 5 miles an hour, but I like to make sure it's pretty calm before I fly a small one like this. So battery gets charged, we'll take it outside and take it for a maiden. So this footage that we're going to watch now, this is a conglomeration of the 6 flights that I had throughout the weekend. The maiden flight footage turned out horrible. I strapped the GoPro to my head, and the rare times that I actually try putting the camera on my head, the footage always sucks. So like I said, these clips are from throughout the weekend. And yes, I did manage to get in 6 flights on this plane because it was that fun. I enjoyed myself that much. The first flight on the Maiden, I tossed the plane, nosedive, straight into the ground. So for the second launch, I gave it just a little bit of up elevator, and the plane took right off, and the rest was history. That acrobat button is really neat. Like I said, I pulled off barrel rolls. I think I caught one of them early in this footage. I also did some loops. Just a lot of fun to watch that. About probably 90% of the time I was flying, I was on the beginner mode, and the other 10% I was on the intermediate. But another thing I really like is the prop design on this plane. With a crash, with a slightly bumpy landing, that prop comes right off, and it's really easy to put it right back on. But when that pops off, what that's doing is protecting the internal gears going back to the motor, so you're not damaging anything. And I thought that was a great feature of this plane. And also a feature I didn't talk about in the unboxing, and I haven't even tried it yet, is a return to home feature. You have to set it up each time you start the plane, but if you hit the return to home button, it's not going to land it for you, but it will bring the plane back in the direction from where it took off. Guys, I had so much fun with this plane. I wish that the wind didn't pick up more Sunday afternoon. I would have gotten even more flights in. It is that much fun. I plan on getting the other 2 Warbirds at some point. I just had a blast with this. So much fun to fly this plane, and so easy. If you have any questions about this plane, please drop them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, guys, thanks for taking some time out of your day to watch my videos. Stay safe. We'll see you around.